Hi everybody, Bertie Wooster here with Rhyme Signatures, the nerdiest music review this side of Totley Towers during a church fundraiser. And today we are going to be doing a review of the new Cult of Luna album, The Long Road North. Let's be real here for just a second. Cult of Luna are arguably the best metal band on the planet right now. It's as simple as that. It honestly isn't a particularly difficult stance to defend when you look at their overall output. From album to album, Cult of Luna have consistently released absolutely titanic sounding music year after year since their sophomore record, The Beyond, in 2003. There has never been a single foot wrong throughout their entire life as a band. Even their lesser self-titled debut album is an absolute headblaster in terms of its severity, atmosphere, and sheer quality, that it just pales in comparison to the staggeringly brilliant discography of this Swedish sextet. I started my own personal exploration of the band with 2013's Vertical, and the monolithic wall of sound, chilling atmosphere, and crushing riffs just stole my heart, and I became obsessed with the band for the rest of the year, dedicating most of my waking moments listening to their discography, before swiftly realizing there were more albums than Vertical, and the 1-2 punch of 2004's Salvation, and then Somewhere Along the Highway 2 years later was a sequence of records which honestly can't really be matched for me by almost any other band. The Deer Hunters Act 4 and 5 notwithstanding, but as those hadn't come out at the time I had listened to Vertical, I digress. When Dawn to Fear came out in 2019, it had been 6 long years since my beloved progenitor Vertical was released, and 3 years since the astonishingly brilliant collaboration with Julie Christmas, Mariner, had come out. And I was not prepared for how much I had missed new music from this band. A Dawn to Fear absolutely ripped me to pieces and dominated my listening habits for months. It became, in the weirdest sense, a bit of a comfort album for me that year, which is kind of odd when you think about how cold, oppressive, and dismal the atmosphere generated by that record was. I guess it could be seen as a testament to Cult of Luna's skills, really, that music that is this dank and ugly can be so comforting and beautiful at the same time. Which brings us kind of neatly, actually, to their new record, The Long Road North. And the question has to be asked, have they struck gold again? Does the formula hold up, or have they finally slipped up? I must admit, I was a little cautious about this record, as for the first time in my relationship with Cult of Luna, 2020's EP The Raging River didn't entirely set my world alight. I mean, I felt like I'd been left cold by the band at this point, and not in a comforting way that their music usually manages. I am, however, extremely relieved to say that The Long Road North not only met my expectations, but absolutely obliterated them. This album is nothing short of a genre-defining masterpiece that should be held up there alongside Isis's Panopticon, The Ocean's Pelagial, and Neuroses Through Silver in Blood. From the very opening seconds of Cold Burn to the final chilling silence of Beyond 2, not a moment on this album is wasted. Everything feels so exquisitely put together and so rigorously formed. There's plenty of what you've come to expect from the band on the big, long songs like Cold Burn, The Silver Ark, and Offering to the Wild, Long Road North, and Blood Upon Stone. But as much as these tracks offer exactly what you've come to this party for me, it's kind of the companion pieces around them that really make The Long Road North such an exciting and memorable album. Beyond One gives us a low, introspective mood as delivered beautifully by Swedish multi-instrumentalist Marianne Wallentin's crooning vocals, for me echoing the pipes of Oceans of Slumber's Cammy Gilbert at times. This hypnotic, engaging, morose piece of music serves as a really good palate cleanser to the tracks preceding it, kind of like a slice of pickled ginger in between a multi-course sushi menu. It segues nicely into the longest track on the album as well, An Offering to the Wild. At 12 minutes and 44 seconds, this song has a gigantic sounding 5.5-minute long instrumental intro. And in truth, the great majority of the track is bereft of vocals. In classic Cult of Luna fashion, though, it serves as the perfect soundtrack to marching through an icy storm in the darkest of nights, with only a little crappy flickering torch to guide your way. The band's ability to create such vividly textured soundscapes and feelings remains unchallenged in the modern world. Even on a song like this, where Johannes Person's unhinged and furious vocal delivery is mostly left second fiddle to the rest of the band to create an intense feeling of unease and dread. The riffs on this song are monstrous. The guitar tone is thick, clear, and angry. The drums being huge, deep, and powerful, and the whole thing just left me speechless by the end of the song. And this isn't even the best track on the album. The band does give you a chance to recover, which is very generous of them, really, as the two-hit combo of Into the Night and Full Moon follows up, which once again helps to give the album a strong identity of self, even amongst their stellar discography, as the stripped-down, discordant sounds of Into the Night serve as a really solid break in the action. The only real criticism I could genuinely levy at Cult of Luna at this point is that their albums are sometimes a little front-loaded. They kind of leave the latter half not feeling quite as strong as the first hit. But the Long Road North managed to neatly dodge this issue by pacing things around these ancillary tracks on the album, giving you a chance to really appreciate it and take in the typical long-form, face-melting music that they've built their career on at this point. These shorter, more mellow tracks aren't just speed bumps on the way to the big hitters, though. They're all excellently put together, atmospheric nuggets in a huge multi-course meal. And although this record is shorter than A Dawn to Fear, it's only by 10 minutes, but The Long Road North feels better for it. This is a tighter, leaner, more digestible record than Dawn, which, let's be honest, take quite a few listens to really get your teeth into, because, it's a long 8-minute album, it's a big time commitment. Things do finish up on the record nicely with another 1-2 punch, in this case of the title track, The Long Road North, and probably what for me is one of the band's best songs to date, Blood Upon Stone. I mean, I am still struggling to articulate how the latter made me really feel, but I'm kind of at that point where words just aren't cutting it, and excited yelping noise is just about the best I could offer you, but to spare my dignity, I'm not going to do that whilst I'm being recorded. No. Needless to say, though, no matter how much you think you're ready for it, Blood Upon Stone will mess you up in the best way possible. The album kind of closes up nicely, though, as well, with the decompression of Beyond 2. It's a nice little after-dinner espresso to sip and enjoy some of the rich velvety flavours whilst you consider the previous 65 minutes of music that's just been smacking you around the head for a bit. It's an enjoyable and, quite frankly, a necessary song, which helps to close things off and helps you really appreciate the sounds of the album. So, that's it, really. I mean, Cult of Luna have honestly created a true magnum opus with The Long Road North. It's been one of the most affecting, impactful, and addictive records I've heard this decade so far. And this is absolutely an early frontrunner for the album of the year for me. It achieves everything it set out to do, and more besides, as Cult of Luna continue their relentlessly brilliant discography. This record demands your attention, and you'd be mad to pass this one by. This is all, of course, my opinion, as you well know, so tell me what you thought of this record in the comments down below. If you have anything you've listened to this year that you think I should check out, let me know about it, and I might get around to giving it my own thoughts. If you like this video, please do share it with anyone who you think might enjoy it, and please do consider subscribing for more content. Until next time, keep your rhyme signatures odd.